everyone, this is PK Entertainment and we're back again, and here now we have another video for you, and we're going to talk about The Boys Season 4, the recent teaser trailer that was released, and whether this season will be the best of the entire series. Now there could be spoilers throughout for previous seasons of the show, plus also the recent spin-off Gen V, so just be warned going into this overall video, and you can check out my previous coverage of both shows within the channel, and I'll leave some links in the description. Now, the fourth season of The Boys is due to premiere on the soon-to-be ad-supported Amazon streaming platform sometime in 2024. The season itself did wrap up filming back in April this year, but obviously post-production work would have been delayed following the writers and actors strikes in the last couple of months. But in terms of the show, we all know the drill by now, the series being an adaptation of the comic book graphic novel of the same name, created by Garth Ennis back in 2006, focusing on a satirical, deconstructive take on a celebrity group of superheroes known as the Seven, biologically created by the multinational company known as Devout. Celebrated on the outside but much more corrupt behind the scenes, they're in constant battle with a rogue group of criminals known as the Boys, who look to expose and ultimately take them down. Now at the end of the third season, we saw the Boys and the Seven teaming up to an extent to defeat Soldier Boy, with Billy only having a limited time to live after his overexposure to the compound V24 substance. Events led Starlight to leaving the Seven and kind of becoming now the de facto leader of the Boys group. We saw Victoria Newman looking to further her position as Vice President, and we saw Homelander reuniting with Ryan amidst a protest rally, seemingly winning over public opinion. Now overall, when looking at this trailer, I'm very excited for Season 4. I feel that The Boys is one of the best, not only superhero but also television series currently at the moment. And I also felt that Season 3 was the best of the series so far. And this season, from what we see from this trailer, it's looking like it could match or even exceed that standard. Now in terms of the trailer itself, we had plenty of interesting elements. Basically, we were picking up from the events from Season 3, where we see Homelander and Ryan very much being at the front centre by all the masses. And it will be interesting to see how they develop the dynamic between these two characters, and also how they will progress Ryan's powers. Will we see him show signs of becoming even more powerful than Homelander? Many people have speculated that this could be Homelander's final season. So will we have an event when Ryan kills Homelander and goes on to become the next leader of the Seven? Will Billy continue in his efforts to try and lead Ryan away from Homelander, or will he accept now that that's not really something that's possible? And how much will Homelander be able to maintain favour with the public? Will it be for all of this season, or will we see a further fracturing of his image and personality as what we saw within last season? In terms of public perception, a central narrative, it seems, will centre around the fan bases of both Starlight and Homelanders. We have these scenes here where we see both groups protesting against one another. Following the public announcement of Starlight leaving the Seven, how forward will she go in looking to expose the corruption of Vought? Obviously, we have plenty of fanatical supporters of Homelander who won't believe any of the stories that she looks to release. So this is what I believe will certainly be the catalyst of the discourse that we see between the two groups of supporters. And it certainly seems that Starlight will become much more of a dominant character, as she will be, we presume, leading the Boys. And it will be interesting to see the power play between her and Homelander, and hopefully that's a substantial arc that is maintained throughout the entire season. Will Starlight's more prominent role cause any stress between her and Hughie in terms of the overall relationship as the battle with Homelander intensifies? It will be interesting to see how this all plays out. Now, the ongoing prominence of Starlight's role will beg the question of how prominent the other Boys team will be, whether it's in terms of Mother's Milk, Kumiko or Frenchie, and certainly within the latter, I felt both of their characters were really on the periphery of main events. We focused much more on their continued relationship, but it really felt separate from the main narrative from last season, and it wasn't really that compelling in my overall opinion. And we could probably say the same for A-Train as well, who I really can't see has any real substantial role within this ongoing story. So hopefully there'll be much more of an enhancing of the roles for these characters. Now in terms of this season, we will see some new additions here. The most exciting, I'm sure, for most fans will be the inclusion of Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who we see in the ending scenes here alongside Billy Butcher. So there'll be plenty of scope here for some great back and forth between both of these charismatic actors. Now so far I believe it's kept a mystery as to who exactly Jeffrey Dean Morgan will be playing. You assume it will be some sort of ally to help Billy perhaps get over his overall illness. Maybe Jeffrey Dean Morgan is a member of the CIA. Maybe he has other duplicitous methods. But regardless of what role he's playing, I just hope that Jeffrey Dean Morgan is very much involved. I've always maintained that he is a fantastic, charismatic actor, and he really should have a much more prolific career, certainly within movies. We also will get 2 new members of the Seven, it seems. We have both female characters named Firecracker and also Sister Sage. And maybe Firecracker is some sort of replacement for Maeve, who we saw leaving the Seven after her injuries during the battle against Soldier Boy. Me personally, I hope we see the character return in some form or capacity, as she has a lot of presence, and also I think there's further scope to develop in terms of her relationship with Homelander. And I'm sure we'll see the return of Soldier Boy as well. If you remember from the end of season 3, we saw him being put in some sort of containment device, probably to recover, and Vought will no doubt look to manipulate him and use him to their own devices. We also saw Soldier Boy appear recently within the Gen V series, but that was much more of an in-joke rather than anything substantial. And just furthering on to Gen V, we all know that the first series of that show took place after the events of season 3, so this will be much more of a further continuation of the events from what we saw at the end of that series, where we saw the students being contained in some sort of hidden facility after the outbreak of soups at the Godolphin University. So I'm 100% sure we'll see some referencing in terms of those characters as what we saw in the season 1 finale of Gen V, with the appearance of both Homelander and Billy Butcher. So lots of fascinating dynamics looking to play here in terms of this overall season. And I suppose the biggest question is whether this should be the final year of the Boys show. Now, I've maintained that perhaps it should be, because I'm not sure where else we can take this ongoing battle between the Seven and the Boys. Season 3 explored the possibility of the Boys having superpowers and the various struggles, physically and also mentally, in terms of them containing the same abilities as the Supes. So really, where else can we go? At some stage, the final confrontation has to be brought out between both the Supes and the Boys. How much more can we have Homelander dominating the team and going through his various mental breakdowns or struggles before it starts becoming a bit repetitive and, dare I say, a bit boring? Yes, I know that many fans love the performance of Anthony Starr as Homelander, but again, where else can we go with the character? I very much liked the fact that the character of Stan Edgar was able to get a one-up on Homelander and kind of keep him contained, but they've removed that storyline where we saw how Victoria Newman worked with Homelander at the middle stages of season 3. So where else can this character go really? And if we do indeed kill him off this year, can the Boys really survive and continue without such an iconic character as Homelander himself? So that's the real question I really ask here. And following the fact that we have Gen V, and also recently it was announced also that there will be a further spin-off involving the universe of the Boys taking place in Mexico. So it's always an interesting dynamic when you start having spin-offs, that perhaps it's a sign that the main series is perhaps coming to an end and they want to be able to milk this franchise, or indeed this universe, for as much as possible with younger and also cheaper actors as well. But all of those aside, The Boys Season 4 is certainly looking as it will yet again be another major step in quality in terms of this series and also within the superhero genre in general. So that's my overall thoughts and feelings following the recent teaser trailer for the 4th season of The Boys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you have any other further topics or movies or television series that you'd like to see me cover on this channel, then also drop me a suggestion within the comments and I will see if I can provide further commentary for you on that subject matter within the future. Please also hit like the subscription and notification buttons so I can provide you with more high quality content like this in the future. But that's it for now. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you very, very soon.